Hey, what's going on, guys? Did you know there's a better way to invest in real estate as a beginner rather than just buying a property, renting it out to a tenant? A way that you can build capital so quickly that you can retire in 6 years. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Let's begin. Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is James Holloway and I'm a real estate investor. My mission here on YouTube is to help you achieve financial freedom through real estate investing. So if you like real estate related videos and basically just investing in general, subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on bell notifications so you get notified every single time I upload a new YouTube video. So what is this real estate strategy that I can retire in 6 years? It's called a lease option, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a lease, meaning you're renting out to a tenant on a lease with an option to buy the property. Why would you do that? You might be asking yourself, James, isn't the goal for owning real estate is to keep it long term and retire off these properties? Yes and no. See, as a beginner, you don't have the capital built to retire. And honestly, it takes a long time to build this capital to retire on. And yes, I know real estate is it's a long-term investment. It's a long-term game. But if you can speed up that process, why wouldn't you? Let's break down why someone would do a lease option rather than a straight rental. 1, higher cash flow. 2, when you sell the property to the tenant, you're going to cash out on that equity. And 3, you don't have the repairs, the maintenance, the property management like you do on a normal rental. And why is that? That's because this person is going to be living in this property for 2 to 3 years on a lease option, meaning in 2 to 3 years, they're going to have the option to buy this property. So for those 2 to 3 years, they're treating this property like it's their own, because whenever they sign the contract saying that, they possibly want to buy the property in the future, they're going to treat it like it's their home because it possibly might be. Here's why you're going to be getting a higher cash flow than a normal rental. And I'm going to break this down into simple numbers. Let's say your mortgage is $1,000 a month. And let's say you can rent out this property to like a normal rental for $1,200. What is the problem here? Let's say at the end of the day, you're cash flowing $200 a month. That's not what's happening. You have to take out for vacancy. You have to take out for repairs, for maintenance, for CapEx. What's CapEx? That's capital expenditures for big ticket repairs like your roof, HVAC, that type of stuff. And that cuts into your rent. So let's hop into my computer right now so I can show you what this looks like. So I've already kind of written this out for you guys. So like we said, on a straight rental, you have $1,200 a month coming in from rent. And all this other stuff, I'm going to explain what that means. And the mortgage up here is $1,000 a month that you're paying to the bank. And we're going to be doing this over a 24-month period because like we said, a lease option is typically between 24 and 36 months. So with a lease option, you're going to get a higher rent because what you're going to do is, let's say they pay $10,000 as a non-refundable down payment to you. And their rent now is $1,300 a month, right? It's an incentive to make their monthly payments lower. And what do you do with this $10,000? Now it's non-refundable. So if they decide to, after 24 months, they want to move out, you keep that $10K. Now, what if it happens if they decide to buy it? You're going to be using this as a deduction from the purchase price in the future. And how do you determine the purchase price? It based off of a fair market appraisal, right? So again, what that means is whenever you go to the tenant goes to buy the property, there's going to be an appraisal. It's going to tell you how much the property is worth. And so that's how much you're going to sell it for, minus all these deductions. So let's just say, for example, it's worth $150K and you're going to take off $10K, right? And so that's $140K. That's what you're going to be selling the property to the tenants for. And there's going to be a few other deductions we're going to be going into, but that's just it for right now. And just for the sake of it, let's say you bought this property for $100K. That's what you bought it for, and in 2 years it's worth $150K, right? So you got $50,000 worth of equity in that property. You want to cash that out. That's why a lease option is so powerful. Is you can cash this out, then go back and reinvest it into more properties. All right, let's keep going. So it applies to everything down here. $1,400 a month, $1,300 a month if they put a $5,000 down or $3,000 down. Let's just say, for example, since we already have $10,000 deducted over here, let's say their rent is $1,300 a month. Now, the down payment, obviously, is zero for a rental. And you're going to have a deposit, but you don't get to keep that. Now, with a lease option, obviously, you get 10K. You get 10K up front. Now, repairs. This is why a lease option is so powerful. So, a rental, you're going to typically take 10% of whatever you're renting it out for. So, 10% of $1,200 a month for a rental. That's going to come out to $120 a month out of your pocket. Same thing for property management. It's going to be another 10%. It's going to be another $120 every single month. For a lease option, nothing. For property management, why nothing for property management? Because the person the tenant that's going to buy the property from you, they're taking care of this property, and all you have to do is set up an automatic rent collection from a site called cozy.co. That's who I use. It's completely free. All I do is pay online, and that's why you don't need property management, because they're paying, the tenants are paying for the repairs if there's any needed. The tenants will be paying you directly, completely for free. You don't need property management. Now, what does this mean? Sale. That means in 2 years, whenever you sell this property, what is the profit going to be? In 2 years, let's just say, let's actually go into the deductions really quick. So for this to happen, for this down here, this $1,300 a month, you're going to credit them, let's say $100 a month for 24 months if they pay on time. So you're going to deduct another 2.4K. Now you're left with 137.6K, right? So you can see how this is starting to be very profitable for a lease option. Now, whenever you sell this, after all the deductions, this is what you're selling it for, and we're not even going to take into tax benefits or a principal pay down. We're just going to do this off of face value. So 137,000, we're just going to make it even. 137,000 minus 100,000, you're left with $37,000 off of profit, off of the sale. Now with a rental, what happens? You don't sell it. You're keeping this for long term. So you get nothing. You don't have anything right now after 2 years. So what are we left with? What's the profit out of this? Let's do a rental first. With a rental, down here, these two right here, your expenses are $240 every single month. Now remember, you are cash flowing $200 every month, because a rental, or your rent minus your mortgage, $200. Now you got to minus your expenses, which is this $240 every single month. So you're already in the hole $40 every single month. And now let's multiply it by 24 months. That's going to be what is that? It's a negative $960 after 24 months. You're in the hole. Now, let's compare that to a lease option. Lease option, you're making $300 a month and you have no expenses, none whatsoever. This is best case scenario, right? Let's say they actually buy it in 2 years. So that's $300 every single month. For a year, it's 12 months. $3,600 for 1 year. $7,200 for your rent. Now you got to add your 10K, because that's your down payment right here. And then you got to add your $37,000 you're getting when you sell the property. Now, what does that come out to? That comes out to 50. Okay, I cannot write today. $54,000 roughly. $54,000 compared to a negative $1,000. I take that any day of the week. Now what do you do is you take this, reinvest it in 2 more properties, possibly even 3, depending on where you're living, where you're investing, and you just recycle this. You do this for 2 years, make 54K. You do this for another 2 years, and let's say you bought 3 properties. Now you just tripled your money, 150,000 roughly. Do it again after that. Now you're making so much money. Then after 6 years, you can retire and buy these straight rentals. I'm not saying don't buy straight rentals, because that's honestly how you're going to achieve your financial freedom and taking your hand off of the wheel, meaning you can hire property management, you have enough money for repairs, etc. And so you're going to just buy straight rentals whenever time comes for you to be like, you know what, I'm below 30 years old, I want to retire, and I just kind of want to live my life. And you can do that. That's the power of a lease option. If you're getting some value out of this video, hit that like button, turn it blue so the YouTube gods know that this video is worth watching and that real estate beginners, they need to know this stuff. So again, hit that like button if you're getting value out of this video. I know this was a bit kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to really drill into what a lease option is and how it really compares to just a straight rental. This is how you can retire in 6 years. This is what I want for you. This is my mission here on YouTube, is to help you achieve that financial freedom through real estate investing. And again, I know this is a bit all over the place, so I went kind of fast because this really excites me because I want to share this knowledge with you. So that's what lease option is in real estate, and this is just another tool in your tool bag whenever you're a beginner to go out, build up a bunch of capital, and then be able to retire in 6 years, whether you're 18 and you have some capital to buy your first property, or you're 30 and you're like, I want to spend time with my kids, I want to spend time with my family, and you're like, I have to do this now. And this is just a way to do it very quickly. If you want some free real estate, and what do I mean by that? You're going to have to watch this video. It pops up over here somewhere. And just go watch that video, and it's going to teach you how exactly you can buy free real estate. But until next video, guys, I'm out. See you.